Hi everybody! Today we're going to talk about hand hygiene. It's such a boring topic, I know, but I just feel like it's so essential in our world these days and something that will help to push for some really good change so that we can stop talking about COVID-19. I don't know about you, but I'm really tired of it already. So, hand hygiene is one of those things that as a healthcare professional, we have been talking about it for years. We diligently practice. You wouldn't think you'd need to practice something like washing your hands, but it turns out that most people don't know how to properly wash their hands. So we practice and we are audited. And even with that, even in healthcare, we know that we don't do a very good job, but we're constantly getting better. So I'm going to share with you today some strategies that hopefully you can pass on to your parents, especially those people that are most vulnerable, and we can stop COVID-19 in its tracks. And with that, the one other reason I want to talk about its importance is that even with something like social distancing, many people are still doing very basic things like going to the gas station, grocery shopping, or mailbox. And even if you walked into an empty room, just by touching different parts of that building, you would be potentially contaminating your hands, which then touch your face, and risking catching COVID-19 as well. So here's what we learn in healthcare. First of all, no diamonds. So we don't wear diamonds. We know they harbor bacteria. Might seem a little bit picky, but these days it may be worth it not to wear your wedding or engagement rings. Just wear a plain band. That's fine. Something without any kind of crevices or going plain. We also do not suggest and recommend highly against nail polish. Any of the chipping can harbor bacteria, as well as longer nails. They're very difficult to clean. Same thing with false nails. So keeping things really simple is the best strategy. Now, Isogel or any of the hand sanitizers we know are really important to be keeping with us when we go to do something like a grocery shop, because most of us don't stop to necessarily go to the bathroom, and in the process you may have touched different items or even potentially touch your face. So if you can be washing your hands periodically in that process and reduce your risk. So you throw a little bit of hand sanitizer on your hands, and the first step is to rub them back and forth. And then you kind of do a dance on top. You got to get all the surfaces, because we know that we aren't good when we do exams with something like a black light. We find a lot of people miss spots. So here's a great thing to practice with your kids. In fact, I find kids are some of the best hand washers because they're finally learning how in daycare. So you need to get your thumbs. That's one of the steps. The order really doesn't matter, but you just need to remember all body parts. So then you got to get in between your fingers, and then on top as well. These are forgotten spots by some, with the fingernails there, hence why the short nails. Same thing on this side, and up. And that's all been done. And then a nice big thorough rub again. Now, if you're washing with soap and water, a couple pet peeves that I have is, first of all, if you can avoid touching the really dirty surfaces to begin with, things like the toilet handle, anything that you could just grab a sleeve to open would be good. But then when you do your thorough wash afterwards, make sure you have paper towel. So a lot of times you see people thoroughly, like extremely thoroughly wash their hands. And even if they do end up shutting the water off with a paper towel, then they go to grab that handle on the door and open up, touching the dirtiest part of the bathroom. So make sure you both use paper towel for shutting off the water if you need to do that, and then a new piece of paper towel to open up the door and then throw it off or to the side. And what I found is there's lots of places where they don't have a garbage can in the corner. Do what I do, just throw it in the corner so you get piles of paper towel, so that hints to the person that they need to maybe throw a garbage can in the corner. That would cover a lot of your basics. And if we can just all practice some of these foundations of hand hygiene, we're gonna kick COVID-19 in the butt.